Okay, everyone. This week we're going to be studying Chapter 4, Interplay of Nature and Nurture. And what I like to pose, of course, is the question, are we products of our genetics or are we products of our environment? And of course the answer is really, it's a combination of both, you know. And what I've always liked to compare it to is, you know, a deck of ordinary playing cards, because we've all heard the phrase, how we're all born with the same 52 cards in the deck, but a couple of them are bent. But, in the reality, when we're talking about the genetical factor, also sadly, a couple people sometimes have a few cards missing. And that by and within themselves is going to affect the environment in which we grow up in, because personal acceptance, peers, the interaction of our friends, rejection from groups or individuals as we grow, these are all very impacting on what we become and all. They're talking about the genetics, and they're using the studies within the textbook, of course, of different types of twins, where we have, the identical twins, where a single egg is fertilized and it splits. So it has absolute identical genetic makeup. And then we have within the woman where two eggs become fertilized at the same time and attach themselves and then grow into two human beings in the same womb. And studies have shown of twins, identical twins, separated at birth for various reasons, and then taken to entire different cultures, possibly different parts of the world, and one is raised foreign to the other. And then studying, they've went and determined, isn't it really interesting how they have similar taste, certain attributes, certain dislikes, and interest. So there is positively a genetic foundation that in some fashion or way going to create what the person ultimately is. But then too, missed opportunities, because you have someone that has a tremendous curiosity and interest in some form of sport or vocation, and they're denied the opportunity to really learn and master that, then we never will know, what they would have become otherwise, because there is this path that we travel down, the road of life, and then constantly there are little pull-offs to the side of the road. There are complete exit ramps that put us then down on a new path, and that new path may take us back up and around and rejoin in some way the road that we were originally on. But what about from the point that you exited until the point that you return, and you were off down here somewhere traveling along? Now you have had a complete new experience of environment. You have been exposed to new things, and so when you rejoin back up on the original path, you bring with you all of that experience. So genetically, you constantly remain the same, but as we grow and learn, things come about that are forever changing us. Dependent upon which studies you want to read and how you want to look at it, they say that by the time we are in our late teens, the greatest amount of our personality is formed. Most of our values, attributes, beliefs, and everything are pretty well stable and formalized into what we are going to feel and react to, and how we will accept and pursue life. We're going to be talking more about that on the next chapter, which is personality. And so I just wanted to conclude nature versus nurture with this little story and all of the readings. And for this week's discussion, what I want you to focus on, the subject is nature versus nurture. Which has the predominant effect of one to the other? So basically meaning, are we born with a genetic makeup and then that ball of clay is molded because of our environment? Or can we actually let the environment change the ball of clay into things? Because we'll take Nick in the video. Do you really think that if he had had a different environment, he would be the same motivational, upbeat, but yet severely mentally, or severely physically shortcome type of person? But he is a spirit of inspiration to everyone. So that's the discussion for this week. I want everyone to write your thread, minimum of 250 words, and then read those of your classmate, and I want you to contribute to no less than 2 of your classmates and what they've written. Now, I don't want you to simply write, yeah, that was a really good point, I didn't think of that, and I totally agree. I want some significant contribution from you in your reply to your classmates. Something of at least, a good 20, 30, 40 words to the replies. So that's the assignment for the discussion. Nature versus nurture, which is the more predominant, if one is of the other as you feel, and then reply to 2 of your classmates, and not make it just a brief, yeah, that's pretty cool, I think so. A good 30, 40 words in your replies. Okay? So I hope everyone's enjoying class, and if any contact's needed, just drop me a message. All right? Thanks now.